Hello again, Kevin here from Busting Sticks, and today we have a slightly different video. I get a lot of questions. I love the comments in the comment section of YouTube. I try to answer every single one of them, and today I'm going to answer some of the most asked questions: shoes and double bass drum pedals and sounds and stuff like that. So let's get into this one. This is kind of a fun short one, but lots of people seem to be curious about these things, so I might as well bundle them up into one short video, honestly, and get it out there for everyone to see. So let's go. The shoes. I've gotten more comments and questions about the shoes. I took a quick little bit of B-roll of the shoes I wear. They are Nike React Gato indoor/futsal shoes. I coach soccer, and so they're kind of known to me. But when I can't play in sneakers. I do not like big, thick soles between me and the pedals. And for years, I played with a pair of Nike sneakers that I'm going to show you now, and they are horrifying. And anybody who's known me for a long time will recognize these immediately because I've literally had these since middle school. So without giving away too much, that means these sneakers are pushing 40 years old, perhaps a little bit older than that. So I'm about to show you this. Hold on a second. All right, let's see if you can see these. But these are the sneakers that I wore playing drums forever. And you can see they have seen better days. But most important to these is that the rubber on these have basically oxidized to the point that it's slippery. And that's the key point to these, is it allows me to slide across the pedals. Neil Peart famously wore dancing shoes because he could feel the floor. And the nice thing about those Nike React Gatos is they're close to the ground, because the whole idea is that when you have a ball under your foot playing futsal is played on a basketball type court, you want to be able to have good feel for where the ball is. And those shoes just worked out fantastically for playing. I've pulled the laces out of them. You can see it in the picture here in the B-roll, because they work well that way for me. They're a little dirty because I'm currently coaching futsal, so they come in and out of my bag. But otherwise, for the rest of the year, they hang out here at the drum set. So they're hard to find necessarily. If I can find a link, I'll put it on the website. They are sometimes hard to find and buy. You won't find them in the red because they change the colorways constantly on that. But that's what I play in, is those Nike React Gato indoor futsal shoes. I love them. One question I get a lot of times is, how am I getting those sounds? And if I haven't been clear before, I'll try again. I do not use the built-in sounds on the brain of the Alesis Nitro Mesh. They may work for some people. They do not work for me. They certainly don't work for a kit this expanded. So I first started with MainStage from Apple, which, watch my videos. It is an unbelievable value for $29. You play bass, guitar, keyboards of any kind, or drums. What you get net for $29 is just staggering. But it also is limited on their mapping, unless you go through and make a custom sampler kit, which just takes a lot of time and effort. You're really kind of limited to a 5-piece kit and a few cymbals. So spreading it out like this doesn't really work. I used EZDrummer at first, and now I've moved up to Superior Drummer 3. I did try BFD for a while. I just didn't love it. The interface is kind of wonky, hadn't been really updated in a long time. Maybe it's better now, but that's just what I know. If you watch my cover videos, I always say what I'm using. I think I addressed it earlier, but I get a lot of questions about the double pedal of putting 2 pads up. You certainly could sacrifice a pad up on the top of the kit and use it as a second pedal. But as I've said before, if you can find a bass tower that works for you, if you can find an older or a different type of bass thing, it's a very simple pad. It's just a piezo contact pad like all these are. And the bass drum, you're not looking for that much sensitivity. You could get away with something that was made in the 80s and it works just fine. But with the basic tower, as long as your pedal has adjustability between the beater width, as I showed you earlier, you can use that standard tower with the double bass drum thing. I had no problems with it at all. I did want to talk about one thing that I had to replace just the other day, and that is the bass drum beater. I'm hoping it focuses in on that. These are the Silent Strike by Cats. And this one on my main one kind of exploded across the top. Overuse, manufacturing, it was right on the seam because it's like a tennis ball. So you can see where the rubber seam is, hopefully there on that. If not, I'll put a little B-roll in there. That's the only thing I've had to replace. I just got one the other day. I have these on my website. If you're looking for these, hurry. I don't know how long they're making them. Mine had to ship from the UK. Got here in 5 days over Christmas, so that was fantastic. But I just did replace one of those. I've got a bunch of questions on the new Alesis Nitro MAX. It's a new kit they have out there that's very similar to this. I've looked at the manual. It seems to be basically the exact same brain with Bluetooth added. But all the options are there for rim and pad. So it looks like that you could do exactly the same thing on that one. Split the inputs using the right splitters. Again, they're on my website, bustingsticks.com. I've had a few people comment that, hey, it didn't work for me. And I suspect most of the time that they're grabbing a splitter that takes the stereo signal and outputs two stereo signals, or they're not grabbing a splitter that's actually TRS, tip, sleeve, and ring, and they're basically just getting one half of the signal and splitting it. So you have to be really careful. If you go on my website, you can see the two. One's the female to male, and one's the male to female version, depending on what you're trying to do. Just look at your cable ends so you know which one to get. They're from Hosa Electronics. Super reliable. They've worked every time. Okay, well, there's a different one. Lots of questions answered today, hopefully. Shoes, sounds, bass drum pedals, things like that. Again, I get these questions multiple times in the comment section of my videos, which I love to see. I try to answer every single one. So I figured I'd put all these things into one video so that the answers are right there. If you have other questions or comments, put them below in the comment section here. So it gives me ideas of what I might be able to make next for you folks. I really enjoy it. Again, also, I have lots of people watching. We have a great subscriber count, but it could be better. So if you've watched one or two of these videos, consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up. Lots of people probably got this kit for over the holidays, might be looking for information on it. And maybe my videos could help them if they've helped you. So anything you could do to help us grow would be fantastic. Visit bustingsticks.com. You can find lots of links to the things that I use or play with or have shown you on here. But nothing more really to say, but thank you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.